The shot tightens on my face. Sweat trickles down the side of my head. Then I hear a knock at the door. Not a neighbor. Not a package delivery. It was the police. 2 years after I believed that chapter of my life was closed. "Sir, we need to talk to you about your ex-wife," one of the officers said. My heart skipped. My thoughts spiraled. What could possibly be happening now? 2 years earlier, I had walked away from my marriage with my dignity intact. My world had collapsed, but I refused to bend. My wife had been unfaithful, deceiving me, shattering the vows we once promised to honor. In the courtroom, I could feel every stare burning into me as I signed the divorce papers. Judgment hung heavy in the air, but my anger outweighed any embarrassment. I swore to myself that I would never allow myself to be blindsided again. Life after the divorce was far from simple. Still, I rebuilt myself slowly, one step at a time. I switched careers, relocated to a different city, and severed every remaining tie to her. I convinced myself the past was finished. I was wrong. That ordinary Tuesday morning proved it. I was calmly drinking my coffee, scrolling through my phone, when a knock at the door shattered my fragile sense of peace. I wasn't expecting anyone. Curiosity quickly turned into dread as I opened the door to find 2 police officers standing there. "Sir, may we come in?" one of them asked, polite, yet unwavering. Yeah," I replied nervously, stepping aside. They got straight to the point. "This concerns your ex-wife," the taller officer said. My mind went blank. I hadn't heard her name in years, yet suddenly it resurfaced, dragging a wave of anxiety with it. What about her?" I asked, forcing my voice to stay calm. "She's missing," he said, "and we believe you may have information that could help us." My chest tightened. My thoughts screamed. "Me? After everything, why would I be a suspect?" I told them everything I knew, her routines, her acquaintances, the last time I had seen her. Still, their expressions remained doubtful. Fear mixed with anger inside me. 2 peaceful years had passed, and now I was being pulled back into the spotlight for something I had nothing to do with. Once they left, I collapsed onto the couch as old emotions resurfaced. That woman had already destroyed my trust, my marriage, my sense of stability, and now she was dragging me back into her chaos. I refused to sit still. I needed answers. I began searching. I retraced her movements, reached out to her so-called friends, and visited the places she used to frequent. Then late one night, I uncovered something. A clue she had practically left behind, almost mocking me. Receipts. A concealed email account. Evidence pointing to secret meetings with someone dangerous. The deeper I dug, the clearer it became. Her disappearance wasn't random. She had been fleeing from someone or something far bigger than either of us. And then I saw it an opportunity, not just for justice, but for revenge. I confronted one of her former friends. Under pressure, they finally broke. What came out was unbelievable. She had stolen money from the wrong people. The very people she had betrayed were now hunting her down, and they showed no mercy. My ex had underestimated the danger she was playing with. Now it was consuming her life. I took this information straight to the police. But I didn't stop there. I watched closely. She had once humiliated me, deceived me, and stripped me of my power. Now the roles were reversed. She was the one running, desperate, trapped inside a nightmare of her own making. I didn't have to do anything. Justice was unfolding on its own. 2 days later, the police called. They had found her, hiding in a rundown motel, terrified and broke. I stayed far away from the chaos, observing from a distance. I felt no sympathy, only satisfaction. She had chosen lies, betrayal, and deception. And now she was facing the consequences. As I walked away from it all, a heavy weight lifted from my chest, not just from the last 2 years, but from every year of anger, pain, and betrayal. I finally understood something powerful. Revenge doesn't always require violence or confrontation. Sometimes, life itself delivers the most devastating punishment. 2 years after divorcing my unfaithful wife, I learned the ultimate truth. Betrayal may leave scars, but patience, intelligence, and allowing life to run its course can be far more rewarding than any direct retaliation. And as I closed that chapter for the final time, I smiled, truly smiled for the first time in years.
Free.
Untouchable.